About Shambhala. Also known as the Shangri-La, ever since this mystical kingdom was described in an 11th century Buddhist text called the Kalachakra Tantra, adventurers have wondered if it actually exists on this earth and have set off to find it. Mongolian Buddhists believe that the Shambhala exists on an ethereal plane parallel to our world, but that there are access points known to visionary meditators. One such visionary was the great Mongolian Lama Danzan Ravja, the 5th Lama of the Gobi, who felt a particular power spot in the eastern Gobi desert near his monastic seat was just a Shambhala portal. It was there that he built a symbolic replica of Shambhala, complete with instructions for pilgrims on how to use the site for creating good karma in this life and actually going to Shambhala in the next. Now completely rebuilt since the communist destruction in the 1930s, we invite you on a fully guided, once-in-a-lifetime journey into the Shambhala of the Gobi. Honouring the feminine at sunrise. After travelling on a leg of the Trans-Siberian Railway to the eastern Gobi capital of Sainshund, the next day our desert vehicles will take us to the first stop on our sacred pilgrimage, the unusual breast of Oz. Danzan Ravja had a great respect for women as the givers of life and afforded them completely equal spiritual and secular education at his institutions, something they could not find almost anywhere else. Here, only women can worship at these unmistakably shaped mounds, offering rice and milk. Men can only do so at the time of their mother's passing. The path to Shambhala. Beginning just northeast of the monastery, for those willing and able, we will walk the traditional 3-kilometre path leading to the Shambhala site across a classic, colourful Gobi desert landscape. Several small stupas mark the way, and we stop at a halfway point to ring a specially cast large bell to activate sacred syllables dedicated to wisdom and compassion. At the end, Shambhala appears like a vision, with 108 gleaming white stupas representing the 108 snow mountains said to ring the Shambhala itself. Entering Shambhala. 3 imposing gates lead into the sacred Shambhala site, each with an interior decorated with images of the 25 Shambhala kings, the Kala Chakra deity, and the unique mantra, which we will learn and recite a little, depicted with all 13 syllables intertwined. We enter through the golden doorway of purification on the east side, imagining that we shed all negative attitudes and previous bad deeds. Purifying karma in the stomach of the hungry ghost. Before we arrive, we will each prepare a piece of paper on which we've secretly written any naughty things we've done in our lives that we'd like to get clear of, as well as positive aspirations for the future. Our next stop in the Shambhala pilgrimage sequence is a depression in a rock formation called the stomach of the hungry ghost. It's here that we burn this piece of paper, imagining all our bad karma going up in flames and the smoke itself attracting good beings to help us in the future. Meeting in Shambhala. Once in the sacred enclosure, we proceed to a stone arrangement symbolizing the Kala Chakra Mandala, or sacred circle of the wheel of time, bringing past, present and future into one. There, standing on our particular zodiac point, we make aspirations to meet again in the actual Shambhala. Vodka offering to the wish-fulfilling mountain. On the horizon beyond Shambhala, there is a peak of a mountain called Hanbayanzur, which translates to Rich Heart King, sacred to the 3rd Lama of the Gobi 2 incarnations before Danzan Ravja. The Lama loved to meditate in this quiet place, and legend has it that one time during meditation, his consciousness was summoned away to the Lord of the Dead to settle a dispute concerning his recently deceased father. This took some time, and he was so deeply absorbed that when this monk disciple saw him, they thought he had died and cremated his body. When the Lama's consciousness returned, he saw he had no more body to inhabit. He decided to merge his mind into the mountain itself, with the aspiration that he could help fulfill the wishes of any person who prayed sincerely here. Now this Lama was famous during his life for being able to transform vodka into a wisdom-giving elixir. As a result, the custom developed to offer vodka at the Shambhala site in the direction of the mountain, making wishes for the benefit of oneself or others. Danzan Ravja promised this would be the same as visiting the mountain itself, so we'll do just that. Giving offerings to water the Shambhala horses. Here we make small symbolic offerings of 5 coloured rice to honour the horses of the great Shambhala warriors. Portal to Shambhala. The climax of the Shambhala pilgrimage is the mound on the west side topped by an oval, or sacred cairn, placed as if at the top of one skull, the highest spiritual point. We will circumambulate the oval and make small offerings as it is tradition, and then take some time for meditation overlooking the vast desert. Also, here is a small stupa decorated with the lyrics to Danzan Ravja's famous poem Perfect Qualities. It's likely we will hear Mongolian groups singing its melody, as Danzan Ravja said that singing it there accumulated the same good karma as doing 1000 green Tara rituals. And don't be surprised if you see people singing it into their mobiles. It's the only place to get cell reception, and they want to share the good energy with friends and family. Re-energize. The Shambhala site has the reputation of being one of the world's great places of energy concentration. We will join other pilgrims who lie on their backs in a certain place in order to feel rejuvenated and awake with positive energy. Securing your future place in Shambhala. Now, as we prepare to leave Shambhala, we will find a white stone to represent ourselves, whispering our names and placing the stones with a mound of thousands of others. Danzan Ravja said this would create the cause to be reborn directly into his entourage and become spiritually liberated in the actual Shambhala. Auspicious departure. Having completed the pilgrimage circuit, we depart from the Shambhala site through the silver doorway of compassion, forming the wish that whatever good we gained from our pilgrimage might be shared by all beings everywhere. Here we also resolve to do our best to treat others with kindness and compassion and to contribute to the enlightenment of our world. Monastery visit. Right after the reforms of the 1990, the faithful Gobi people began to rebuild Danzan Ravja's monastery called Hamaring Khid, or the monastery at the place shaped like a nose. Now 2 temples are complete, dedicated to Mongolia's great Buddhist traditions, the yellow, or virtuous, and the red, or ancient. This latter temple houses the famous statue of 10,000 knives. You'll hear how it came to be made and its mysterious disappearance and reappearance in the 20th century. Nearby sites include a mystical spring formed where Dantan Ravja shot an arrow and a large new stupa with an interior gallery. Side trip: the 108 caves for 108-day meditation. Near the Shambhala site, we will visit the unique volcanically formed ravens, where Dantan Ravja and his advanced students dug out caves for rigorous meditation practice. You will see how they brick themselves in for 108 days with only a small slot for food and water. You will hear how they were required to grind down their special bowls each day until at about the 50-day mark they had to finish with no ordinary sustenance. And then what powers they gained. We ourselves spent a little quiet time here in these caves.